first, let's talk about bacteria. Not all bacteria causes disease, just some. Most are fine and they help us, but the other bacteria give a bad impression about bacteria. These bad ones are called pathogens, and basically disease is conflict between pathogen and host. Think about this. Have you guys ever played Super Smash Bros. Brawl? It's basically two people fighting in a setting or a stage, and basically the stage or setting gets harmed in the middle of the battle as a result. That's basically a disease. As the pathogen and host battle, you as the host gets harmed and you basically could go in a coma, have different diseases, basically different symptoms. Bacteria basically takes nutrients and energy, so we can't really perform properly. So the first person to show that bacteria causes disease is Louis Pasteur, a French chemist, and he's pretty cool. And there are two ways of bacteria producing disease. The first way is it eats and feeds on the cells, so it breaks down, and then basically we don't have enough cells and we're not working correctly. And the next way is they release toxins, and that's not good for us either, because that can also mess up. And so after that, so we have two methods of stopping or blocking. Vaccine is to prevent bacterial infections. It's weakened or killed pathogens, and they tell the body, and they basically jumpstart the body into making immunity. But if you already have the disease, then the vaccine won't work. You have to use antibiotics, and antibiotics block growth and the reproduction of bacteria. Protists can also cause disease and make it, and the most famous one, arguably, is malaria. So basically, malaria is caused by Plasmodium, and that's carried by mosquito, and female mosquitoes, to be more specific. And also, the spores in the saliva, they enter the blood and multiply. And the blood cells burst, which cannot be good. That's actually really bad and can cause symptoms of malaria. And vaccines are partially effective, and the only good way to prevent malaria is basically just to control mosquito spread. There's also other types of diseases, such as zooflagellate, of trypanosoma. It's basically African sleeping sickness. And the tsetse fly, not sure how you pronounce that, spreads this. And it infects nerve cells, and if the nerve cells are gone, you can't really move or work or detect anything, and coma can occur in severe cases. Others are amoebic dysentery, which is it attacks the intestine wall, and it's caused by entomoeba. Also, giardia. Don't know if I said that correctly either. It makes microscopic sized cysts. Lastly, I'll be talking about fungi as parasites. Basically, there's two types of diseases: plant diseases and animal diseases. And humans come from the animals, obviously. First, we're going to be talking about plant diseases. So there's stuff like corn smut and mildews, and these plant diseases are about they cause the loss of about 15% of temperate crops in the world. And basically, they compete with humans for food, and sometimes they win, which kinda sucks for us. And lastly, let's talk about wheat rust. It's a pretty complicated process. Basically, you have these barberry plants, and spores in the barberry plants, they spread to the wheat fields, and they make rust patches, and they make a second type of spore, causing it to spread even easier in the wheat fields, and it spreads like wildfire, the disease. And later in the season, the growing season, a third type of spore is made, and these tough black ones survive the winter, and they infect the barberry plants. And it's basically a cycle. And also, let's talk about animal diseases. The first one we can talk about ringworm. That's in humans, and it basically affects the outer layer of skin, like these rings, but they're not worms, they're obviously fungi. Or let's say like athlete's foot, it's also caused by this. And cordyceps. This affects Costa Rican grasshoppers, and spores break the skeleton and multiply inside the grasshopper. They basically digest all the tissues and cells, and they basically kill the grasshopper. It's kind of disgusting and gruesome at the same time. Also, and then after the hyphae in reproductive structures, they cover the skeleton. It's basically all covered. It's really disgusting. Fruiting bodies are coming out of the covered grasshopper. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching our episode of biology for expansion tutorials. Please like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want, you can visit our website also. Thanks and bye.